This conference will now be recorded.
No. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the applications, and we have discussed what exactly an application and what is the use, how to create the custom application inside your Salesforce instance. We have discussed. Now, today we'll see the concept of objects. We'll see what exactly an object, what is the use, how to create the objects inside our Salesforce instance. We'll see practically in this case. Now, so that already you know that when coming to the object represents a table which is used to store the application specific data. In order to store some application specific data or business specific data or personal data or organization specific data, we need some tables. Those tables are also called as objects. Like for example, assume that I'm having a business. So for my business, we are having so many customers. So then how can we store the customer's information? For that one, we need a table, right? Yes. So we would like to create one customer table. In that one, I would like to store the customer data. Data means records. In order to store the records, we need an object. That means we need a table. Those tables are called as objects. So object is nothing but a table which is used to store the application specific data or business specific data or organization specific data. Now, as part of these objects, we have two types of objects in Salesforce. Two types of objects are available in Salesforce. Same story, you know that. When coming to the Salesforce, Salesforce is providing two types of objects. First one is standard objects. Second one, custom objects. First one, standard objects. Second one, custom objects. So these are the two types of objects are available. Standard object means what? Ready-made objects. Standard objects means ready-made objects provided by Salesforce. Standard objects in the sense ready-made objects which has been given by Salesforce by default as part of Salesforce CRM application. As part of Salesforce CRM application, we have so many ready-made objects are available, ready-made tables are available. Those are called as standard objects. Like what? For example, we have campaign. Campaign is a ready-made object, right? Yes. We haven't created that object that has been given by Salesforce by default. We have lead object. We have account object. We have contact. We have opportunity. We have case. We have solution. We have product. We have price book. We have order. We have contract. We have quote. We have task. We have event. We have document. Like that, we have so many objects are available which has been given by Salesforce by default as part of Salesforce CRM. That means by using that Salesforce CRM, we can store our customer data, we can store our sales data, our service data, or marketing data. So in order to store that application specific data, we are using the various tables. So those are called as standard objects. Those are also called as standard tables or ready-made tables which has been given by Salesforce by default. Now, in this case, what kind of operations we can perform on these objects? Now, generally table contains what? Columns. Table contains some columns. Then it will be having some records inside it. Now, account object is having some columns. That means some fields. Contact object is having its own fields. Case object is having its own fields. That means each and every object is having its own fields by default. Now, can I add some more columns to the table? Yes, according to my business requirement. For example, I'm having that account object. That means customer object. In that one, it is having some columns like as account name, rating, industry, annual revenue, phone, facts, like that. Now my client asks me, I want to store the customer's PAN number also. My client asked me to store the customer's passport number also, driving license number also, bank account number also. How can we store that? For that one we need some columns, right? So whatever the additional columns that you want, we can create. That means standard objects can be customizable. Customizable means what we can do, we can able to add some more columns also. Can you remove that standard object from Salesforce? No. Why? Because that object is using by Salesforce CRM application. That object is using by sales application or service application or marketing application. In this case, whenever if I'm removing that object, then automatically the existing Salesforce CRM application functionality will be getting affected. For that reason, whatever the standard objects has been given by Salesforce, we can customize those objects, but we can't remove. Now, I'm indicating this. We can customize the standard objects, but we can't remove the objects from the organization. We can't remove those standard objects from the organization. We can't remove the standard objects from the organization. Whatever the standard objects have been given by Salesforce, those standard objects we can't remove. That will be fixed. If you want, we can use it. If you don't want, leave it, no problem. But we can't remove those standard objects from my organization. Now, in this case here, so what are the standard objects has been given by Salesforce? Sometimes these standard objects may not be sufficient. These are not suitable. We need some more objects. I'm developing my banking application. As part of my banking application, I want different objects. Like I want customer object. I want transaction object. I want loan object. I want credit card object. Like that. Different objects I want, but those are not available ready-made. In this case, whatever the objects has been given by Salesforce, if those are not suitable, if those are not sufficient, we can create our own objects also, which are called as custom objects. Then who can create these objects? These objects will be created by the Salesforce developer or Salesforce administrator. Only the Salesforce developer or the Salesforce administrator is having the rights to create these custom objects.
A small question, sir, here.
Yeah.
Can we edit the fields of the standard objects? Like, can we change the length of the standard fields provided by, created by Salesforce?
No, because at that time, whatever the standard objects are available, for those standard objects, there are some fields has been given by Salesforce by default. Those fields, the data types, we can't change. Only the label we can change. That's it. We can't change the data type. We can't change the length of that field also. Nothing. Only the label we can change. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. Now in this case, when coming to that custom objects, what are the standard objects has been given by Salesforce? If these standard objects are not suitable, if these are not sufficient, then at that time we can create our own custom objects also. The developer and the administrator can create their own custom objects in order to store their own application specific data, their own organization specific data, their own business specific data also. For that reason, we are going to be creating our own objects, which are called as custom objects. Now, the developer or the administrator can create their own application or business specific objects. Their own application or business specific objects called as custom objects. Custom objects. Okay, custom objects. Like for example, I want to create my own object here. Like I want to create a customer object. I want to create a loan object. I want to create a policy object. I want to create an employee object. I want to create a student object. Like that here, whatever you want, we can able to create your own objects also. You can give your own name also here. Okay, you can give your own name also. So now Salesforce is giving some set of ready-made objects, and along with that, we can create our own object also that is called as custom objects. So now here in this case, now here how can we differentiate whether it is a standard or custom? There should be some differentiation, right? How do we know if all the object names has been listed out? Then how do we know this is a standard one, this is a custom one? How can we identify? What is the recognition? What is the indication that this is standard, this is custom? In this case, when you go to the standard objects, these names will be looking like as normal words. Standard object names are looking like as normal words, like as campaign, lead, account, contact, opportunity, case, like that. It will be looking like as normal words. But when you go to these custom object names, whatever the custom object names have been created by the developers, these custom object names will be post-fixing with underscore underscore C, like this is customer underscore underscore C. Salesforce is going to be indicating this notation, loan underscore underscore C, policy underscore underscore C, employee underscore underscore C, student underscore underscore C. Like that, each and every custom object name will be post-fixing with the character underscore underscore C. Then what do you mean by this underscore underscore C? This underscore underscore C represents custom. Represents custom. That means this is a custom object. So just by looking into the name itself, we can understand, is it standard or is it custom? If the name is looking like as normal words, it is standard. If the name is post-fixing with underscore underscore C, then it is a custom. It's a straightforward indication. Directly, we can differentiate whether it is a standard object or custom object here. So in this case, in order to know whether it is a standard object or custom object, just we can see this naming convention. This is the naming convention following by Salesforce. Standard object names are looking like as normal words, and the custom object names are always post-fixing with underscore underscore C. Now, in this case here, what are the custom objects we have created? Can we customize this one? Yes, we can customize. What are the standard objects has been, what are the custom object has been created by the developer or administrator? So can we customize in future? Yes. Suppose if that object is not required, can I remove? Yes. Why? Because who has created that? Myself. Because I am the administrator or I am the developer. I am the administrator or I am the developer. We have created this object. We are the owners. So as a owner, I'm having full rights on this, so that whatever the custom objects that we have created in the past, we can customize and we can remove also. Because I want to remove that, that is not required for me, so that I can remove permanently. That facility is available over here. So that whatever the custom objects we have created, we can customize, we can remove this. We can customize or remove the custom objects from the organization if they are no longer needed. If they are no longer needed, then we can remove those custom objects from the organization. Now, in this case, what are the custom objects that we have created in the past, if those objects are not required, if those objects are no longer needed, then we can remove those custom objects from your organization also. The facility is available over here. So that custom objects can be customizable as well as removable also. Now, in this case here, What are the standard objects and custom objects that we have in Salesforce? That means in Salesforce, we have two types of objects, standard and custom. The combination of both standard objects and custom objects is called as S objects. Yes means what? Salesforce. Yes object means Salesforce object. Salesforce object means these are the various objects which we are using inside our Salesforce applications to store the application specific data. So that the combination of both the standard objects and custom objects is called as yes objects. So now we are having this yes objects. Yes objects means what? The combination of both the standard objects plus custom objects. So what are the standard objects and custom objects that we have inside our organization? Both are combinedly called as yes objects. Yes objects means Salesforce objects. These are called as Salesforce objects. Yes objects in the sense Salesforce objects. Okay, now, so in this case, we can raise a question. Sir, how many custom objects we can create? How many tables? Object means what? Table. How many custom tables you can able to create, okay, inside our organization? How many custom objects we can create? So in this case, Salesforce has given some limitation that is called as governor limits. Now, so whenever we are going to be creating the custom objects, there are some limitations are available. Salesforce has given, okay, some limitations over here. So what are the various limitations have been given by Salesforce? Now let's see. Upon creating these custom objects, if you're using a free developer edition, so inside this a free developer edition, okay, in free developer edition, how many custom objects we can create? We can create maximum of 400 custom objects. That means 400 tables we can create. Generally, when you go to your real-time implementation, real-time project, we will create maximum 200 tables. For a big project, in the real time, we are creating 200 to 250 tables max, because managing 250 tables data is very difficult, which will be having so much complex functionalities. But Salesforce is giving the facility to you in free developer edition itself. They have given the facility to you to create maximum of 400 tables. See how much big applications we can develop by using Salesforce free developer edition. We can create 2 real-time projects by using Salesforce free developer edition. That much of capability, that much of facilities available. They're not giving 10 objects, they're not giving 20 objects. They're giving the facility to create maximum of 400 custom objects. Is it not sufficient to develop such big projects by using free developer account? Yes. We can develop some real-time implementation through by using that free developer edition as well. So in this case, by using this free developer edition, inside this free developer edition, we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. If it is unlimited edition, in unlimited edition, we can create maximum of 2000 custom objects. In unlimited edition, we can create maximum of 2000 custom objects. That means in free developer edition, we are creating 400 custom objects. In unlimited edition, we can create 2000 custom objects. These are the limitations are available here. Whenever we are having the objects, Salesforce is going to be providing. Salesforce is providing some limitations that in free developer edition, we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. In unlimited edition, we can create maximum of 2000 custom objects. These are the limitations has been given by Salesforce by default over here. Okay, now, so in this case, how can we see the objects available inside my organization? So now what are the various to view the objects? What objects are available inside my organization? How can we see? Whenever if you want to see the objects available inside the organization, we have multiple ways are available. Okay, we have multiple ways are available in Salesforce. First one is by using standard navigation. First one is by using standard navigation, we can see how many objects are available inside my organization. That is one thing. Second one, by using developer console. Second one, by using developer console also we can see how many number of objects are available inside my organization. Third one, by using schema builder. By using schema builder. This is the third way, by using which we can able to see how many number of objects are available inside this organization. These are the various ways are available in Salesforce, which is used to identify, which is used to list out what are the various objects are available in Salesforce, including standard, including custom also. So in order to know what objects are available inside this organization, so we are using this three ways. First way is by using standard navigation. Second way is by using developer console. Third one is by using schema builder. Now, let me go with these navigations one by one. Then we'll see how to create our own custom objects in Salesforce. Now, so by using this standard navigation, okay, by using this standard navigation, then what we can do? How can we see the objects available inside my organization? I want to see that. I want to know that. By using this standard navigation, I want to see what objects are available. How can we see? In this case, we have to go to the setup menu, go to the build menu in the left panel, and then click on create, click on objects. In order to see the standard objects, sorry, the custom objects. To view the custom objects, we are using this navigation. Suppose if you want to see standard object names, then we can go to the setup menu, go to the build menu in the left panel, click on customize. Here we can able to see standard object names. Standard object names in the plural format. These are the two ways are available in order to see the objects by using standard navigation. Then how can we see the objects available inside my organization by using the standard navigation? Now let's see practically. Let me go to my Salesforce instance. Now, I want to see what standard objects are available inside my organization, what custom objects are available inside my organization. By using this standard navigation, I want to know what objects are available over here. So click on this setup menu. Click on the setup menu. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Click on create. Previously, we have used option apps. Now we are using the option called as objects. If you want to create the object, then you can use this option. If you want to view the option objects, also we have to use the same option. Click on objects, and then we can see what custom objects are available over here. Here it is indicating no custom objects has been defined, so there is no objects are available. Now, in this case, in order to see that all the custom objects which you have created in the past, then just you can able to go to this build menu, click on customize, so the create and the objects. Then we can see what custom objects you have created in the past. So it is clearly indicating some information. Custom objects are database tables that allows you to store data specific to your organization in Salesforce. And then you can use custom objects to extend the Salesforce functionality or to build a new application functionality. That means upon developing your own custom applications, to store that application specific data, we need some tables which we are creating by using the feature called as custom object. But we don't have any custom objects right now. It is listing out empty because here we haven't created any custom objects as of now. Inside the organization, it is listing out it as empty. Now, if you want to see the standard objects, simply go to the build menu, click on customize. Here it is indicating the application object names in the plural format, like as campaigns, leads, accounts, D&B company, contact, notes, opportunities, path, quote, forecast, case, like that. These are all are the object names over here, which has been listed out by Salesforce, okay, which has been given by Salesforce by default. These are the standard objects which will be representing in the form of plural format, and along with that, we are having the custom objects also. This is one way. In order to see the objects, we are using this one way here. Second way is by using developer console. Okay, second way is by using developer console. How can we see the objects available inside my organization by using this developer console? How to go to the developer console editor? You know that concept. Simply we can go to that your Salesforce instance. Go to your name on the top right corner, expand it, click on the link called as the developer console. Okay, click on the link developer console. Now, inside this developer console editor, when you go to the file menu, here you will be having an option called as file menu on the top. Expand this file menu. Now, I want to open the existing one. I don't want to create new one. I want to open the existing one. What objects are available, I want to see. So click on open. It is providing a dialog box over here. Okay, it is providing a dialog box. In this dialog box, it is indicating what you want me to open, what you want me to see. So in this case, you want to see the classes, you want to see the triggers, you want to see the Visual Force pages, Visual Force components, objects, or what you want to see. I want to see the objects. So simply click on this objects link. Okay, click on this objects link. Once you click on this object links, now in the second panel, we can see all the object names. These are the various objects that are available in Salesforce. This is the accepted event relation, account to change event, account to clean info, account to contact role, account to feed, account to history. Like that, so many objects are available. These are the various objects are available inside this organization. If you want to see the fields available, if you want to see the columns available inside this table, just double click on this object name, it will list out the column names over here. You can see all the columns inside the table. ID column, is a deleted column, master record ID column, name column, type column, parent ID column, billing street, billing city, like that, all the column names you can able to see one by one, one by one, one by one. This is the way we can able to see the objects available inside the organization by using the developer console. By using the developer console, we can see what objects are available inside the organization also. And along with that, we can see what fields are also available inside this organization, the facilities available. And the third one, schema builder. During the schema builder concept, we'll see, okay, how can we verify this? How can we see what objects are available? Schema builder is a separate feature given by Salesforce. We'll see during the schema builder concept. So these are the three ways are available in order to see the objects available inside my organization. So what objects are available? What objects I have created in the past? I want to list out that. So at that time, we can use the help of these three features. Now, so now here in this case here, whenever if you want to list out the objects available inside the organization, we are having this three ways are available. By using standard navigation also we can do that. By using developer console, by using schema builder also. Okay, now. So in this case, how can we create the custom object in Salesforce? Creating the custom object. How to create a custom object in Salesforce? Now let's see practically in this case. Creating a custom object. How can we create a custom object in Salesforce? Whenever I'm creating a custom object, then what will happen internally in the background? And how can we create those objects through user interface without writing any code? We'll see practically. Now, let's see practically in this case, how can we create it? How can we see the information? Now, so whenever we are creating a custom object here, what will happen? Let me explain the concept. For example, I want to create a custom object here. I want to create a custom object. I'm giving the name. I'm giving the name as customer. Object means what? Table, right? Yes. So when coming to the Salesforce, whenever we are going to be creating an object, Salesforce will create a table internally. Salesforce will create a table. Object means table, simple concept. So Salesforce will be creating a table. So what is the table name? The table name is customer underscore underscore C. That means your object name, whatever the name that was given for your object. So it is going to be giving this name as customer underscore underscore C. That means each and every object name will be postfixing with underscore underscore C. That means internally it will be creating a table with the name customer underscore underscore C. So in this case, it is creating this object over here. It is creating a table. This is the table over there, customer underscore underscore C. Underscore underscore C table will be created. Now tell me, is this table is an empty table? Just now I'm creating the object. That means just now I'm creating the table. Is it an empty? No. Salesforce is adding some columns inside that by default. I haven't added any columns right now. Salesforce will be adding some columns. What columns it will add? Salesforce is adding 5 columns inside this table by default. Salesforce will be adding 5 columns inside this table by default here. What are those columns? Now let me explain. It is adding an ID column. Second one, it is adding a name column. Third one, owner column. Fourth one, created by. And the fifth one, last modified by. And the fifth one, it is adding one more column that is called as last modified by. These are the 5 columns will be given by Salesforce by default. That means what? Whenever I'm going to be creating the object, the specific name, Salesforce is creating a table internally, and in that table, Salesforce will be giving 5 columns by default. What are those columns? ID column, name column, owner column, created by, last modified by. These are the 5 columns will be given by Salesforce by default. So whenever I'm creating an object inside my Salesforce instance by using the user interface, by giving a specific name, then Salesforce will create a table, and in that table it will be adding 5 columns by default. Okay, it will be adding 5 columns by default. Those are ID, name, owner, created by, and the last modified by. These are the 5 columns will be given by Salesforce by default over here. Now, so inside this table, it will be adding that 5 columns over here, default columns. What are those default columns it will add by default? It will be adding the ID column, name column, owner column, created by column, last modified by column. These are the 5 columns has been given by Salesforce by default in each and every object. And along with that here, it is preparing. Suppose here, once the table is ready with the columns, then how can we manage the records? In the table, what we can do, we can insert some records, right? We can update some records, right? We can delete some records, right? We can view the records, right? Yes, we can perform all these operations. Once the table is ready, in the table, we can insert some records. We can modify the records. We can delete the records. We can view the record. Then how can we do this one? For that one, we need some user interfaces, right? Now, these user interfaces are called as what? Tab. It is providing a tab also. That means it's providing a tab. What is the name of the tab? You know that object names are in singular format, tab names are in plural format. What is my tab name? Customers. Because my object name is customer, my tab name is customers. So it is going to be creating a tab also. That means it is providing the user interfaces. It is providing the user interfaces by default. And along with that, it is providing business logic also. Okay, along with that, it is providing business logic also. It's providing the business logic here in the form of a class. So what is that class name? That class name is customer underscore C. Okay, customer underscore C. Whatever the table name, whatever the class name is available, both are same. This is comes under development part basically here. So we'll see during that development concept, during that ORM concept, I will show you okay what exactly the class names, how to see these class names also. So now here in this case, what happened? Whenever I'm creating an object, Salesforce will create a table automatically by default. In the table, it will be adding 5 columns. What are those 5 columns? ID, name, owner, created by, last modified by. These are the 5 columns will be given by Salesforce. And along with that, to manage the records inside the table, Salesforce is providing a tab also, which contains the various graphical user interfaces to manage your object records. Like to insert the records, to update the records, to delete the records, to view the records, to perform the operations, whatever the user interfaces are required, all the user interfaces are available in the form of a tab. The tab also will be given by Salesforce by default, and along with that, it is providing the business logic also in the form of a class. This is the internal concept will be happening by Salesforce. Generally, what we need to do in the other programming languages. In other programming languages, table we have to design manually by using the database program like as SQL, PLSQL. User interfaces we have to design manually. Business logic we have to implement manually. So to implement this a small functionality, to create some customer table and to design some user interfaces to implement the business logic will take minimum some 1 day time. If you are an experienced person, it will take some half day time, minimum some 4 to 5 hours. But in Salesforce, we can do this entire thing by using in 1 minute. Within 1 minute, we can do that. It won't take 1 minute also. If the internet access is a bit fast, then we can able to do this operation within some fraction of seconds also. Because we no need to implement all these things. Just we have to create the object. Then automatically the Salesforce will be creating the table also. It is providing the business logic also. It is providing the user interface also. Everything has been given by Salesforce. So from now my side, so do we have any risk right now? Do we need to write more lines of code? No. This is how Salesforce is reducing the coding part. This is how Salesforce is reducing the coding part over here. So whenever we are creating an object, Salesforce is going to be providing a table, it is providing a tab, it is providing the business logic also.
What is the difference between owner and created by in this when it is created?
In this case, owner in the sense, okay, currently who is the owner of the record here? Okay, currently who is the owner of the record? Created by means what? The person who has created that record here. The person who has created that record, that person is the owner over here. Okay, owner will be keep on changing, but the created by will be fixed always. Like for example, let me come to a general scenario. Assume that we have a two-wheeler vehicle. Okay, we have a two-wheeler vehicle. Like some Hyundai i10. So who is that created by person? Created by an organization. Who is that organization? Hyundai. Okay, Hyundai Limited. Hyundai Private Limited, whatever, anything. Now, initially, who is the owner of that? The Hyundai Limited only, because here they haven't sold out that bike. Still, that will be managing by that company itself. Today, I went to the showroom. I have purchased that bike. Sorry, I have purchased that vehicle. The i10 car. Okay, i10 car. So I purchased that car here. Then who is the owner now? Myself.
So the user will become the owner, right?
Yes, right. Now, so now I am the owner over here. Suppose, for example, assume that 2 years back I have purchased this vehicle. Since 2 years I'm using this vehicle. Now, today we got a latest model of this Hyundai cars in the market. So I'm planning to buy the latest model, like some i20. So whatever this i10 car that I have, I would like to sold out. So I have sold out this car. One of the person, Nagarjuna, has purchased this car here. Okay, Nagarjuna has purchased my car here. So already I have used that car. Previously I was the owner, but right now Nagarjuna is the owner. So now who is the owner right now? Nagarjuna has purchased that car. So he is that owner, Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is the owner here. So created by whom? Hyundai Limited owner. Created by will be fixed, and the owner will be keep on changing. Nothing but the user who currently created that record. That person will be the owner. So the created by will be fixed always, but the owner will be keep on changing. Okay, owner will be keep on changing. We can transfer the record from one owner to another owner also. That facility is available. It is the difference between owner and created by. Okay, now. So in this case, these are few fields has been given by Salesforce by default. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, hi, sir. So I need a bit clarification over here, sir. So let's say we created the customer underscore C as a object. So the fields like ID, name, or owner created by it is same. But if I want to create an object like a salary, so what is the what are the objects, sir? Like what are the
Now,
fields?
at the time, same. It will be giving the same 5 fields again. Suppose, for example, if I'm creating an object with the name some salary. Salary. So Salesforce is going to be creating, suppose I'm creating an object with the name some salary. Salesforce will be creating a table with the name salary underscore C. Inside this table also, it is providing the same 5 columns as it is. It is providing the fields as it is, like as ID, name, owner, created by, and the last modified by. And then it is providing the user interface also, nothing but tab. What is the tab name? Salaries. And what is the business logic here? Business logic. That means class. What is the class name? Salary underscore underscore C. These are the columns will be getting created automatically here. So whenever you are creating any object in Salesforce with any name, by default, Salesforce is providing the 5 columns by default: ID, name, owner, created by, last modified by. If you want to add some more columns, then you can add. That will be the later. That will be the next concept over here. That's what I have given this information to you. Whatever the custom object that we have, we can able to customize. We can add some more columns also, and we can remove that custom objects also in future.
Let's say
Okay.
if I don't want the name column, so can I remove it, sir? If I
Yeah, we
want
can
it?
make it hide. We can make it hide. Generally, ID we are not preparing. Salesforce is preparing. Owner also preparing by Salesforce. Created by also managing by Salesforce. Last modified by also managing by Salesforce. That means these are the 4 fields will be managing by Salesforce. Only the name value we are providing. If you don't want to provide that name, then we can make it as a auto number. There is an option is available. We'll see that concept also.
But we
Okay,
cannot
sir.
remove it, right? It
We
is
cannot
there,
remove.
but we can hide
Yes,
it.
we can hide it. Okay, because this is the standard, right? That's what your standard options we can't remove. Standard option we can customize, but we can't remove that. Okay, we can make it hide. If you don't want to display this one, we can make it hide, but we can't remove this one. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. No. So now in this case, whenever we are going to be creating a custom object in Salesforce by using the user interface, Salesforce is going to be performing all this operation. That means Salesforce will create a table which will be postfixing with underscore underscore C. And then inside that table, it is providing the 5 columns by default, like ID column, name column, owner column, created by, and last modified by. And then to manage the records inside this table, it is providing the user interfaces also in the form of a tab, and along with that, it is providing the business logic also in the form of a class. That is business logic class name and the table name will be both will be exactly similar, and the tab name will be in plural format here. Okay, now this is the way, this is the internal concept of Salesforce here. Whenever we are creating this object, then how can we create that custom object in Salesforce? Now let's see practically in this case.
So, one question, sir. Like, usually the created by will be the admin, right? Or the developer.
Admin or the developer, yes.
Okay.
Now, so now in this case, how can we create these custom objects right now? Now let's see practically. Creating the custom object. Whenever we are creating the custom objects, we have 2 ways are available in Salesforce. We have 2 ways to create custom objects. In order to create the custom objects in Salesforce, we have 2 ways are available. The first way is by using standard navigation. By using standard navigation is the first way. Second one, by using schema builder. By using schema builder. As part of Salesforce, we have 2 ways are available in Salesforce in order to create the custom objects. First one is a standard navigation. Second one is schema builder. How to create the object through schema builder? We'll see through during the schema builder concept. That is the next concept over here. During the schema builder, we'll see how to create the custom object. And then now today we'll see how to create the custom object by using standard navigation. So how to create this custom object by using the standard navigation? Now let's see practically, and then we'll be providing all these 3 layers are not. That means we'll be providing the Backend, nothing but table, will be providing the tab and the business logic on that. Okay, we'll see that concept practically today. Then how to create this custom object? Now let's see practically here. Okay, so whenever if you want to create that custom objects, then we have to use the navigation over here. We have to go to the setup menu, go to the build menu in the left panel, click on create, click on objects, and then we have to use an option called as new custom object. Okay, we have to use an option called as new custom object. From there, we can able to create a new custom object inside your organization. So now whenever if you want to create a new custom object, we have to follow this navigation. How to do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, for example, I want to create a custom object here. I want to create a custom object. I want to create a custom object with the name some customer. Then what will happen in this case? It will be creating a table. What is the table name? Customer underscore underscore. It is providing a tab. What is the tab name? Customers. It is providing the business logic. That means class. What is that class name? Customer underscore underscore C. Then how to create this custom object inside your Salesforce instance by using this standard navigation. Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so how can we create these custom objects? Now let's see practically, and then how can we manage the record? Now let's see practically also in this case. Now let's see. So let's go to that setup menu. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Click on create. Click on objects. Here I'm not customizing existing one. I'm creating something new. What you are creating? Objects. So click on objects. Click on objects. So now whenever if you want to create the custom objects, we have two ways. First one by using this standard navigation, second one by using schema builder. Schema builder I don't want to use right now because during the schema builder concept I will show you how to do that. Then you will get the clarity what is the difference between the creating the object by using standard navigation, schema builder, because schema builder is having some side effects. Schema builder is having some drawbacks. If I'm creating the object by using schema builder, there are some drawbacks. We'll see those drawbacks during schema builder concept. We'll see how to do that as well. Each and every concept we'll see in detail with practical. Now I want to create a custom object here. So click on new custom object button. Now it is providing the user interface to enter the details to create a custom object here. For example, I want to create an object with the name customer. I want to create an object with the name customer. Now it is asking you to specify the details, specify the label and then plural label here. So now in order to create a new custom object here, we have to specify the label and the plural label. It is indicating some example, account, accounts. Now tell me this label is for what, singular label is for what, plural label is for what? It is indicating like as account, it is indicating like as accounts. That means what? This is singular, this is plural. That means this is object name, this is tab name. That already you know that. So now object names are always in singular format, tab names are in plural format. Object names are in singular format and the tab names are in plural format. So that label is to specify your object name and then plural label is used to specify your tab name with it. Which name you want me to create the tab. So here I'm indicating this label. I'm indicating the label like as customer. So now the plural label I'm indicating like as customers. Nothing but singular label and the plural label here. That means singular label is for object name and the plural label is for tab name. With which name you want me to create the tabs. Now specify the description. We can specify the description. I'm indicating this one. This object is used to store all the customer details. I'm indicating some description about this object. That means what is the purpose, why we are creating this object. I'm indicating this whole information. Go to the description, we can specify the comment. What are the comment, what are the description that you want, we can provide that. And then we can come to that optional features section. Okay, optional features section. Here it is having 4 checkboxes are available. Allow reports, allow activities, track field history, and allow in charter groups. Then what do you mean by these checkboxes here? Each and every checkbox is nothing but a separate topic. It's a separate concept. Every checkbox. Okay, allow reports. That means what? Now, once object has been created, once the records has been stored inside this table, in future, if you want to generate some reports by collecting these records, that means what are the records are there inside my customer table, tomorrow or after some time, if you want to display these records in a report, then please allow me to generate some reports also. For that reason, we are using allow reports. Allow reports option is used to inform to the Salesforce, please allow me to generate some reports based on the records available inside this object. Okay, now during the reports concept, we'll see how can we generate the reports also. Everything in detail we'll see. Second one, allow activities. What do you mean by activities? Activities are nothing but some reminders. Like for example, if you want to wake up in the early morning, like as 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then we are adding some reminders, we are adding some alarms inside our mobile, right? If you want to wake up by 5 o'clock, we are putting the alarm at 4 o'clock. Or we are going to be putting the alarm at 3 o'clock, because keep on snoozing, finally the people will wake up by 5 o'clock. So that we are adding some alarms, which will be keep on reminding you, boss, you have a work today, so please wake up, please wake up, please wake up. The reminder is going to be keep on reminding you regarding the task, regarding the operation. Like the similar way, if you want to add some reminders, if you want to add some alarms inside your Salesforce instance, which will remind you with some pop-up message, which will remind you with a dialog message, then we can go with that option called as allow activities. Next, track field history. That means, suppose for example, once this customer table has been created, inside the table I'm storing some records. I'm creating one record. Yesterday I have created a record, and today when you see the record, some details has been modified. Somebody has modified my record. Then I want, who is that modification? Who did that modification? Which person has modified my record? Why they have modified? When they have modified? What date they have modified? What time they have modified? What columns they have modified? What new values they have given? Everything I want track. I want some tracking mechanism on my records. Once a record has been getting created inside the table, I want a tracking mechanism which will be tracking, which will be keep on watching like as a CC camera, which will be keep on watching like as a CC camera. If anybody has modified your record without your permission, they will collect that information, it is storing inside the database. So this is the person who did the modification of your record on so and so date and so and so time. These are the columns information he has modified. Everything will be tracking by Salesforce here internally. For that one, we have to enable this option called as track field history. If you want to send that tracking information through some chatter message, through some notification, then select the checkbox allow in chatter group. That means if anybody has modified your record, then that modification details it will track, and that information will be sending to the people through a email notification through by using a chatter message. For that one, we are using an option called as allow in chatter groups. These are the 4 options are available. These options are separate concept. When moving forward, we'll see each and every concept one by one. Okay, now next one, deployment status section. So what is this deployment status section? Deployment status section is indicating currently what is the status of this object, whether this object is ready to use or object is still in construction stage here. To indicate that we are having 2 options, in development and then deployed. In development means what? This object is still in construction stage. This object is not yet created. This is not ready to use. So please don't create any records inside that table. This object cannot be accessible by the users. They can't create any record inside this. Suppose if it is a deployed status, then only it is going to be indicating to the users they can create the record. That means this object is ready to use. This object is ready to use. So in order to indicate whether this object is ready to use or not, okay, we are going to be using this option deployment status, like as in development or deployed. And then next one, the last section, object creation options section. Okay, object creation options section. So what is this option over here? What it will do? In this option, in this section, we have two options are available. First one, add nodes and attachments related list. That means what? Once the table has been getting created, upon creating the record inside this table, you want me to add the attachment option or not? Like for example, if you want to send an email notification to your friend or to the HR person of your company, then we are adding some attachments also, right? I'm adding my profile as an attachment, my resume as an attachment. Like the similar way, once a new customer record has been created inside this customer table, if you want to add some attachment, then we need this option, add notes and attachments. So we can add some attachments also. So what are the records we have created inside this object? In future, if you want to add any attachments for these records, then we need this option. Okay, add the notes and attachments related list. Right. Now I'm adding this. And the last one, the most important checkbox over here. Launch a new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. So what is this checkbox here? Now, upon creating this object, you want this tab or not? Nothing but user interfaces or not. You want this user interfaces or not. So if you want the user interface, then select the checkbox, launch a new custom tab wizard. That means please create the table. Once the table is ready, then create a tab also. Create the user interfaces also. So with the user interfaces, we can manage the records very easily. I don't want to create that user interfaces manually by my own. Please create the user interfaces also for me here. I will use those user interfaces to manage the records. So in this case, whenever we are going to be creating the object, if this last checkbox has been selected, then only tab will be created, or else tab will not be created here. Okay. So if you want the tab along with your object, then we have to select the option called as launch a new custom tab wizard after saving the custom object. If this checkbox has been selected, then only tab will be created. If the checkbox is not selected, tab will not be created. Only table and business logic will be created. Tab will not be created. Okay, now. So these are the options. Specify the object label and the plural label, that means tab name and the description. Select this optional features sections or checkboxes, allow reports, allow activities, track field history, allow in charter groups. And select the deployment status section as deployed. By default, it is selecting that. Next, go to the object recreation options section and then select the checkbox, launch a new custom tab wizard after saving the custom object. If you want the tab, then you can add it. If you don't want the tab, then leave it, no problem. Then it will create only the table, it will create the business logic. User interfaces will not be available to you at that time. And then after that, click on save button. Once you click on save button, it will ask you to select the tab style. For this tab, what style you want me to select over here? Like for example, when you go to this object, it is having some different styles are available. Like for example, when I select this account object, accounts tab, it is having a different style, the background color, and then this particular image here. When I select this cases, it is having a different background color, different image. When I select the solutions, a different background color, and the different image will be available over here. So like the similar way, whenever I'm selecting this, once you click on this customers tab, then what style has to be get visible, which style you want to apply. So that select that style over here. It is indicating the tab style. So now click on this icon, click on this called as lookup icon. Click on this lookup icon, select the tab style. Salesforce is giving so many styles to you here. These are the various styles has been given by Salesforce. From this one, select any of the style, whatever you want. Whatever the color you like, whatever the color and image combination you like, select that style, no problem, anything. Salesforce has given so many styles to you by default here. Now, so customer. So now I would like to, customer means a person. So I'm selecting like as presenter. Like a presenter is having customer symbol, nothing but person symbol. So I'm selecting this one, presenter. I would like to use this a tab style here. You can select any tab style, whatever you want. Click on that next button. Now make the tab to be get visible to all the profile users by selecting the visible checkbox. That means it will be having the default on. That means whatever the tab we are creating, apply the tab visible to all the profile users here. By default, it is having default on. Now click on next. That means I want to display this object to all the users. Click on next. This tab to be visible in which applications? In all the applications. So that select the checkbox, include tab. By default, it will be selecting that. We no need to select that here. Now click on save button. Click on save button. As of now, what are the tabs are available on the tab bar? We are having up to reports and dashboards. Now click on save button. Once you click on save button, a new object has been created successfully. What is my object name? It is indicating object API name is customer underscore C. This is the table name. This is the table name which has been created by Salesforce. Inside this table, it is providing the standard columns. What columns? ID. ID is a common column which will not be visible. And then we have name column. Okay. We have the name column. We have owner column. Created by, last modified by, 5 columns will be given by Salesforce by default. So it is creating a table. What is my table name? My table name is customer underscore C. This is the table name because it is a custom table here, custom object. So it is having that column table name as customer underscore C. So once a table is ready, how to manage the records inside this? It is providing the tab also. On your tab bar, we are having the tab also, here, customers tab. So click on this customers tab, manage the records as it is, same story, no change. Insert, update, delete, view, everything. Now let me show you that. Click on customers tab. Click on customers tab. Then if you want to store some customer record, then click on new button. Same story, no change. I'm creating a new customer, like as I'm indicating some Murali Krishna. A new customer we have received. Now click on save button. Once you click on save, record is saving here. That means business logic is also available. Upon click on the save button, if the record is saving, that means there is some business logic, right? Yes. So I want to modify this one, or I want to delete this one. Okay, I want to clone this one. Everything is available ready-made here. We no need to do that. This is one record we have created, Murali Krishna. I want to create some more. Click on new button. I'm creating one more record like some Rakesh Kumar. Click on save and new. I want to create some more. I want to create some more records over there. Like I'm going to be creating like some Praveen Kumar. Praveen Kumar. Click on save. So we have created the records also over there.
Sir, if I want to create some more fields in a customer object, so should I do it, sir?
Yes, we can create that. That will be the next concept. How to create the fields will be the next concept. Okay, we have created the application. We are creating the object now. Next concept is fields. How to create the columns inside this table. How to create the field. That is the next concept over there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. One by one. Once the field is also ready, then we'll go forward with the business logics, validations, formulas, everything we'll see. Security concepts, everything we'll see one by one. Okay. Now. So now this is the way. Whenever I'm going to be creating the object, by default, all the 3 layers have been given by Salesforce. It has created a table, it has created the tab also, it is providing the business logic also internally by default. All the 3 layers are available. This is the background story of object creation. Okay, now, in this case here, you can raise a question. Sometimes the client will be raising a requirement like this. I want to create a table. That's it. I don't want tab. Client said that, okay, he wants a table in order to store some records. It may be related to loan also, whatever, anything. He wants a table, but he don't want tab because he is having some separate tool. He is having some separate other alternative mechanisms. With that one, he will manage the records here. So he don't want the tab. Now tell me how to create an object without a tab. What we can do? How to create an object without tab? That already told you. Upon creating the object, there is a last checkbox. What is that? Launch a new custom tab wizard after creating the custom object. If the checkbox is selected, then only tab will be created. If the checkbox is not selected, tab will not be created. Then how to do that? Now let's see practically.
But how do we access it, sir? Like if we don't know where it is, how do we access that? How can the
Through
person
programming.
access it?
Through programming. By using programming, we can manage the records. By using Apex programming, or by using some data loader, by using some third-party tools, by using integrations, we can manage the records.
So
That
we
means
have to go to developer console for that and
right. Yes, right. Yes. By using developer console, we can manage the record by writing some code by using Apex programming. Okay. Now. So now let's see. How can we create an object without a tab? For example, I want to create an object here with the name some branch. With the name some branch. I don't want the tab, only the table I want here. So now, without the tab, if you want to manage the records, if you want to insert some records, update some record, delete some record, then we have to use programming. Through programming, we can use that. Or through Visual Force pages, we can use that. Okay, multiple ways are available. We'll see the next concepts here. Database, the concepts also we can do. By using data loader also we can do. Integration also we can use. Everything. Without using user interfaces also, we can manage the records. Okay, by using programming, we will do that. By using admin also, we can do with the help of data loader concept. Okay, I want to create an object with the name some branch. How can we do that? Without a tab. Simply what we can do, click on this setup menu. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Click on create. Click on objects. Objects. As of now, we have created one object with the name customer. I want to create one more. So click on new custom object. What is the name that you want to provide? I want to give the name as some branch. Okay, branch. Plural label I'm indicating like as branches. Okay, branches. I'm indicating the description. This object is used to store all the branches of our organization. In order to store all the branch details, okay, all the branch details of our organization. For my organization, we are having so many branches are available. All the branches information I would like to store somewhere so that I'm creating this table. Now, select the check boxes, allow reports, allow activities, track field history, allow in charter groups. Same story. Now, deployment status will be deployed. And then, object creation options section. Here, I'm not selecting the last checkbox because that already told you if this checkbox is selected, then only tab will be created. If this checkbox is not selected, tab will not be created for you. Only table and the business logic will be created. Tab will not be created. User interfaces will not be created for you. How can we do that here? Now click on save button. I'm selecting notes and attachment. Last checkbox I'm not selecting over here. Now click on save. Automatically table will be getting created over here. table has been created with the name branch __ C. It is having the 5 columns also. ID column common, name column, owner column, created by, last modified by. These are the 5 columns will be giving the Salesforce by default, but it is not adding any tab over here. Tab will not be created. Okay, tab will not be created for this object over here. This is how we can create the objects. Depends upon the customer requirement. If the customer wants object with a tab, then we can go with this by selecting the last checkbox. Sometimes customer will raising the requirement, I don't want the tab, I don't want user interface, just I want a table, that's it. At that time, go with that second navigation which we have discussed. Okay, don't select that last checkbox. Okay, add a new custom tab wizard. Okay, after saving the custom object. If the custom object has been nothing but if the custom object has been created, then what you want to do? You want me to create the tab wizard or not? If you want, select the checkbox, or else don't select the checkbox. These are the 2 use cases here. These are the 2 cases as part of object creation. Like that, how many objects we can create? 400 objects inside our organization we can create. As of now, how many we have created? 2. Still, we can create 398 objects we can create inside this. This is how we are creating the objects of your Salesforce instance. Okay, this is the concept of object creation. Now, in the next session, we'll see how to create the tabs. How to create the tabs. What exactly the tabs? What are the various types of tabs available in Salesforce? We'll see in next session. Next session will be on Monday again. Okay, if you are available on Sunday also, no problem. I will take up the session tomorrow. Let me know your availability.
No, sir, please. Not on